Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today I want to review the latest episode of Dead City, The Bird Always Knows. This episode was in some ways kind of disappointing, but it's still an alright episode. It was by no means, terrible or anything. And we got a lot of death in this episode, a lot of, death that was definitely deserved on some people's parts. And, I still have complaints about that, just the way some of the death kind of carried out. But this whole episode was kind of just, I don't know, a few different things with Negan going to Christos to try to convince him, and Christos very much resisting for good reason, and some reveal that happened there, and with just different things happening in the background, and then Colonel Lucia still doing her crap. I mean, just a terrible character. No, shit talking towards the actress herself. She's done a very fine job, but that character is awful. And then you got the Dama still just treating Croat like he's less than nothing. I mean, he's not a good person by any means, but just treating him like he's, the best way possible. How Negan said it, right? The redheaded stepchild, and just like he can do nothing right, everything is his fault. And Dama is just an awful person altogether. She is just very high and mighty, thinks she's better than everybody else, and when things don't go her way, she basically throws fits or just lashes out, and we get that in this episode. And it was all about kind of Negan setting things up in the background, kind of whispering in Croat's ear. He's tired of seeing how Dama is treating him. He's got his back, and just different things like that, where he is, putting things in place to watch it fall apart from the inside, to watch it kind of crumble from the inside. And so we get to see kind of Negan work his magic, and we still very much see him be the good person that he has become over these years, not falling back on old habits or anything, but kind of, I guess, taking pleasure and having fun where he can. Like, we got to see him take out a walker with the new Lucille, and you could tell that he enjoyed that part, just clubbing something with that new bat. But he's very much not becoming that person again. And so we get to see him just putting things in place, setting up things to fall down, because he knows he can't outright just, take someone out or take the Dama out or take Croat out or anything like that. He can't do that because they still have their followers. So we get to see him work his things in the background, and then it just kind of, starts to tumble there because we get Lucia, Colonel Lucia, who, again, awful character. I've just wanted nothing but death and destruction for this woman ever since she first walked on screen. Just very arrogant and, holier than thou, and I could not stand the character as a person. And then we just have these kind of infuriating moments, too, where Maggie is talking to Herschel, because we saw in the last episode where Maggie sees Dama face to face. She knows that the thing or the person that Herschel drew is a real person. It's not from a billboard like he had talked about. And she goes to confront him about this, and he sways the conversation in a different direction, and she just lets him do it. And it's just really infuriating and annoying that she just doesn't come out and say, I know who this is, you're lying to me, and we need to talk about it. Of course, this does come out later in the episode where he actually, after Lucia gets all of those people killed in that park in Central Park, all these people that just were minding their own business. She's trying to pull this conscription crap where she's saying that you have to join me or die, and she ends up getting them all killed. And just it's a really annoying aspect, or I guess characteristic of her. She just has I don't know if it's just blind faith or whatever it is, and the new Babylon Federation or whatever the crap, just another weak ass community that I'm just completely annoyed by. So, I mean, the season's not been, flawless. It definitely has its things that I really hate about it, and New Babylon being one of them. I cannot stand this community or just the people that lead it that think they can just waltz into other communities and be like, you're going to join us or you're going to die. And that was one of the kind of more annoying aspects of this episode, kind of going into our deaths, because we had, I want to say, 3 different deaths for this episode alone. And, a couple of them definitely had it coming. But then we had the kind of surprise death of Christos, because we had Negan going there and he's going to kind of do the showboaty thing, but then he realizes this guy is just protecting women and children. He's trying to protect his own children, and he ends up dying because the methane tanks that they bring in to kind of offer as gifts, much like Croat did with Bruegel, he has them tapped to leak. And during the whole time that him and Negan are talking, this is leaking into the air, it's filling up the room, it's poisoning them, and everyone in that room dies. Negan's pulled out, of course, at the last second by Croat and his men. And we were, starting to see new ground with this, what could be a fruitful relationship. And then he's just killed off. It's just, it's a continuing trend with these spinoffs. We meet interesting characters that has a little bit more going for it than we initially realized, and then they're just killed off. And it's just a sacrifice that they're making for the sake of the storyline. That's one thing I've really hated about these spinoffs. And so we get him dead, and then we move on, and then we have Colonel Lucia, someone who has had death coming her way ever since we first met her. She is a terrible, terrible human being, and it is the most anticlimactic death I have ever fucking seen. Like, I really was disappointed by the way they took her out, considering all the trouble and just all the animosity that this woman caused, where I was really hoping Maggie would be the one to take her out, because she threatened Herschel. She almost got him killed on a couple of different occasions. And then they just have her taken out by walkers. And not only that, they have her taken out by walkers, and she doesn't make a peep the whole time she's being dragged down and fucking chewed into. She makes no sound whatsoever, no screams of terror or anything. And I was really, really hoping that Maggie would knife her in her stupid head, because I could not stand this character. She was a terrible human being, a terrible person, and she just had every bit of negativity coming her way, and we didn't get that payout. So I was a little bit disappointed and just not happy with the way that they approached that, and just how they unfolded that particular death. They could have done it so much better. There could have been a small, albeit, battle between her and Maggie getting to exact her revenge, or put this woman in her place and give her what she had coming to her. And then they just give her this kind of cop-out death that didn't do anything for her. Sure, I'm glad the character's gone, but they just did it in a way that it was really a missed opportunity, given that the trouble and animosity and just fury that she had kind of caused the fans, because I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. But we get her death.
Thank you, Jesus!
And then throughout the whole episode, like I mentioned, we have Croat and Dama kind of coming to blows, where Croat, with the help of Negan, of course, kind of whispering in his ear, finally breaks at Dama, saying how you wouldn't be anywhere you are without me. You've done nothing. You've just been, barking orders from your high little whatever. And he kind of throws her, because she lunges at him and bites him. As we discovered in the last episode, this is something that she's done in the past. Back when the world was still intact, she had gotten in trouble for biting someone that she got into a fight with, and she just kind of falls back on this old habit, bites him, he throws her to the ground, shelves fall down on top of her, the room catches fire, and he leaves her. That was kind of a satisfying death for her, but I mean, there's still rumors for some reason or another that she could still be alive. I don't think she's alive. She was just one of those characters that was never going to make it the entire run. But she's finally gone, and I'm definitely excited about that. Like, I am just beyond just very happy that she is dead, because she was an annoying character too. Like, I've enjoyed the spinoffs to a degree, but there are certainly characters that don't do it for me. They just, with everything they say, it just makes you want to punch him in the face. And I was really hoping that Negan would have gotten to club her, but I understand too that the way that he had to kind of place his pieces, much like a chess game, he's had to place them strategically and let it kind of play out, where he had to make Croat be the one who take her out. And, even though it was kind of accidental, but it was still nonetheless kind of a satisfying death for her. She would die slowly, and she definitely deserved that death. But I really enjoyed that part of it, at least. And now we got to see where's the next going to go. What's going to happen with Croat? Is Maggie going to be the one to kill him? Because he kind of started all of this by kidnapping Herschel in the first place. Because there's a scene in one of the trailers, or, probably, I think it was that second half of the season trailer, where we have Maggie with Lucille, and it's all bloodied up. So I have to wonder if she's the one that takes out Croat. There's just something major is going to happen with that, to kind of just be this shock and awe moment for Maggie, considering her history with Lucille and Negan and everything. So there's a lot coming. We got 3 episodes left. I'm really hoping it kind of picks up the pace a little bit and give us a little bit more wow factor for the season, and hopefully gives us maybe some sort of cameo or some sort of after credit scene or just something that makes the season more exciting and hopefully leading into bigger, better things that will kind of maybe hopefully close out these characters, because there's been a lot of talk about Jeffrey D. Morgan possibly being done with the character of Negan. Like, he's approaching it. He's probably juggling the idea of a way for him to either be killed off or to walk off in the sunset with his family. Just kind of considering whatever they intend to do with that part of the story, because I still think it's kind of bullshit. And I'm calling Dama's bluff that she has any idea where his family is. But all in all, episode was okay. Definitely had some disappointing factors to it, and just that death of Lucia, they could have done so much more with it. It could have been just so much more, just wow, and with some fighting or just something to give her a death that I think she deserved, because this one was very weak and didn't give us any kind of, I guess, real closure considering the hate that's behind that character. But it will have to do. I will kind of take it as a win, considering I was really hoping that character would die soon, and I figured she wouldn't last the whole season. So I guess we got what we got, and we'll just have to deal with it and move on. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review, my thoughts about the episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, come back to the channel for more content just like this, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.